Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. It might only be the 14th of January today, and Batwoman Season 2 might not debut until the 17th of January, which means that the bulk of the reviews, including yours truly, will be coming out on the 18th of January, but Variety have already seen the first 2 episodes of Season 2, posted their thoughts as much as a review, and it looks like it's gonna be an utter disaster. Come on! Yes! It's what I need. It's what I need. They describe the show as cluttered and messy and frustrating, and I'm just like, if that's how they see it, and these are the people that normally write very, not necessarily favorable, but the terminologies that they use are not as descriptive, shall we say. Not as enthusiastic, one might say, as language that I myself would personally use in a review. And if that's the way that they're already beginning to see things, then I've got a feeling that this is going to be an absolute disaster. So let's just go a few things that they say, which is kind of getting me all wet and drooly for the weekend. Batwoman welcomes a new hero to Gotham in scattered, cluttered introduction. While passing the torch from Ruby Rove to Javicia Leslie, the CW show has too much other ground to cover. Come on, baby. Batwoman didn't have many great options going into season 2. No, not really. I mean, the star of the show, the whole thing that was built around Ruby Rose, decided enough was enough. She didn't want to deal with everyday television show and the strains, by the looks of it, that it has. Also, by the looks of it, might have been a little bit of prima donna on set. Maybe, maybe not. But what we do know is that set was fucking dangerous. Dangerous. She got hurt badly. Somebody got paralyzed. Looked like the health and safety aspect of that show was in the toilet. But there again, when you're spending all your time just running around screaming, "I'm gay," instead of actually creating a good show, you can see where they're neglecting things. Woo! Not only did the CW lose its star when Ruby Rose decided to leave, but the first season wasn't able to be filmed in its entirety once the Coof pandemic shut the industry down last spring. That was a godsend for the show, because that show was just heading into the absolute toilet by then. Ratings were down in the 600,000s. Oh no, if that had carried on for I think it needed 2 or should have had 2 more episodes. If it had that, it just would have gone further down. I mean, the ratings itself were just an unmitigated joke anyway. Even though the last episode to air, Oh Mouse, ended with a decently intriguing cliffhanger, it was terrible, turning Hush into Bruce Wayne. It still didn't have nearly enough time or foresight to wrap up everything that needed wrapping up before jumping into another character's story. No, because they couldn't even be bothered to fit. They couldn't even be consistent with her story. They tried to make or play her off as a hero. She was a narcissistical, murdering bitch who killed 2 people during the episode, and their in the series, and their justification for that was, well, Batman killed the Joker, so it's okay that you go around killing people. No! In that respect, the premiere of the second season had a series of extremely tough jobs to do, narratively speaking. Whatever happened to Kate Kane, which is the name of the episode, has to explain the absence of Rose's Kate Kane, deal with the fact that her psychotic sister Alice has outfitted one of her goons with Bruce Wayne's face. It's not one of her goons, it's Hush. It's Hush. A character which they absolutely ruined. But... and most crucially, passed the Batwoman torch from Kate to Ryan, who is Javicia Leslie, who will be wearing the Batsuit until further notice. Any one of those storylines could have individually powered an entire episode. Well, you would think so. But the extraordinarily set of circumstances that brought the show to this point mandates that they all needed to collide on screen simultaneously. No, they didn't. You didn't have to deal with any of it. You could have actually just got rid of the whole Alice business. You could have just pushed that to one side. Nobody would have cared. The show is so bad, you could have reset the show with this episode. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about Alice. Nobody cares about the lesbian pirates. Nobody cares about, I can't even remember their names, the two chicks scissoring each other who aren't Ruby Rose. Nobody cares about Mary. Nobody cares about Luke. Nobody cares about these goddamn shitty characters. You should have reset. This 2-part first episode, or whatever it is, should have just focused on Javicia Leslie and Javicia Leslie alone. That's what it should have done. With her struggles in a van, with her, according to this, which we'll see in a bit, getting set up as a drug dealer. And then her discovering the suit, although why the suit's in a bit dustbin or in the middle of nowhere, I don't know, who cares? Whatever. Hey, Ruby, we've kidnapped you. Take your suit off. No. Whatever. It should have had something to do with her anyway. Finding the suit, getting hold of the suit, the original suit, maybe going out, having a bit of a play, which then attracts the attention of Luke, who's down in the cave and then realizes that there's a monitoring device on the suit, a reactivation device on the suit has been triggered, which makes him believe that Ruby Rose is back. So he goes out, enlists the help of Mary to try and find her. Then they find Javicia Leslie with the suit. Sorry, am I writing a much better fucking episode of Batwoman than you ever could? And then they'll be like, how have you got the suit? Who are you? Why have you got the suit? Maybe they're able to shut the suit down. So they take her to the Batcave, and then things start getting explained. But no, we got to deal with fucking Alice again. The immediate aftermath of Kate's disappearance unfolds as could be expected. Luke Fox and stepsister Mary, Kate's co-workers in vigilante justice, are in shock. Nobody cares. Her father, a police commander. He's not a police commander at all. He's a private security firm, whatever, who made it in the business to declare war on Batwoman, is disorientated in denial. Nobody cares. Sophie, that's the one who's scissoring Julia Pennyworth, is devastated to the point that her new love is asking questions. Why is she devastated? Nobody cares. Scissor, just fucking scissor. That's all the Caroline Dries wants you to do. Alice spends her waking hours furiously scuttling about in the sewers in an elaborate mourning costume and plotting revenge on whoever stole her chance to kill Kate. This is just sounding like garbage. Oh, wait, I forgot the show is garbage. Oh, I'm not going to do with Skarsgård's Joker bollocks. Piss off. Still, the first 2 episodes aren't about Alice, as even Alice herself seems to realize in her sporadic fits of fury. In fact, the biggest issue, as Alice would probably agree, is that they're mostly about Kate, even though they are ostensibly laying the groundwork for her replacement to take over. Who fucking cares? Who cares? We first meet Ryan as she sleeps in a van, which we quickly learn became her home after she was framed for selling drugsies and her adoptive mother was murdered. Oh, boo-hoo, I'm sad. She is not as she... She's not as she and the show often remind everyone Kate Kane. No, she's a different person. We can see that, you know, through the medium of fucking being able to see things. With so much else happening in the show, the first 2 episodes of her season barely have time to develop Ryan in much depth. Don't worry, that will be a consistent theme, I have a feeling, to continue throughout season 2, because all they're going to care about is the fact that she eats box and that she's black. That's all they're going to give 2 shits about in this series. Don't worry about character. Don't worry about personality. Don't worry about depth or anything like that. We just got to have the superficial box tickings. Let alone Leslie being a Leslie build a believable performance. Oh, great. So her performance is going to be a train wreck. Oh, I can't wait for Monday. We find out in passing that she, like Kate, is gazies, and that she also has extensive martial arts training for some reason, thus sidestepping any initially awkward fight attempts. No, it's called laziness. Massive, massive laziness. And since she doesn't have anyone in her life to talk to beside her plants, there's not much we can learn about her life organically outside of her own flashbacks and clunky exposition from other characters. Wow. So it's going to do what they did with Kate, where Kate kept having the flashbacks to sticking her fingers in Sophie. Great stuff. Can't wait. Every so often, she gets to quip at a bad guy in a way that's more Spider-Man than Kate Kane. But it's not long before the show's pre-existing mythology intervenes and swallows her back up in it. I.e., Dougray Scott's character, i.e. Sophie, i.e. Alice, all the shite which was completely unnecessary in season 1 and didn't allow any development of character. But there you go. With precious little time to devote to Ryan's introduction, Batwoman takes some far from subtle shortcuts. Don't worry, they'll be doing shortcuts all through season 2 because they can't be bothered to create genuinely from the ground up characters. Everyone's got to be superficial. That's it. They've got to be based on their sexuality, race, and gender. That's all that they care about on the CW. Again, don't expect any characterization. After seeing a flashback in which she gets horribly beaten up, for instance, we see her looking at herself wearing the batsuit and declaring, time to be powerful. Well, no, wouldn't that mean time to be a bully? Time to get revenge? Because I got beaten up, now that I have a billion-dollar tech suit, which I found and have claimed to be my own, I can now dispense justice, dispense revenge on people, because I want to get my own personal shite back on them. Oh, this is too good. When Mary asks her why she thinks she's worthy of becoming Batwoman, wait for it. For another, Ryan replies with a righteous speech, probably self-righteous, about how she's not a symbol. Oh, you are. You're a black symbol. Or a name. Yeah, you are. You're black woman. Or a legacy. You got that bit right, darling. You're definitely not going to be a legacy. It should have been an inspiring moment, and almost is, especially when Ryan points out that her life, unlike Kate's, has prepared her to understand how Gotham's seedy underbelly thrives. But it's her next frustratingly blunt explanation is that she's a number, giving her inmate intake number and the fact that she was the 327th baby of a black woman who died in childbirth that year. Well, she didn't die in childbirth because she's alive. Sorry, did I miss something there? You're alive, so you didn't die in whatever. Oh, her mum. Unless she means her mum died in childbirth. But what did we see earlier on about her? What did they say about her mother earlier on? Oh, her stepmother, was it? Her stepmother had been killed. So her mother died in childbirth. Right, I don't get how that's got anything to do with shit. Given enough space to breathe, this information could make for compelling character moments. Without that, it feels like the show is ticking boxes. Get in there. That prove why Ryan is a different kind of Batwoman before barreling into another nonsensical plot twist that does her character no favors. The season will have far more road for Ryan to go down, and hopefully Leslie will get to explore more parts of her character beyond her foundational traumas. No, she won't. But if not, her Batwoman might just get lost in the margins of Kate Kane's story after all. Oh my goodness me. They did not like that. They did not like that at all. Oh well. Batwoman Season 2 looks like it's going to start off as a train wreck. I would expect nothing different. I can't wait to bring you my review. Hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do give it a thumbs up. And also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and YouTube for live streaming. Links are in the description box down below. And I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Bye for now.